Did you know that the worst betrayal you have ever experienced in your life was not when someone failed you, not when your partner lied to you, not when your best friend turned their back on you, not when your parents broke their promise, but when you betrayed yourself by waiting for others to do for you what only your own hands could do? In this video, you're going to understand why the phrase, "expect nothing from anyone, trust your own hands," is not cold bitterness or lonely selfishness, but the master key to a kind of freedom that very few people ever reach in their entire lives, and how to begin building that inner strength today without depending on anyone else to change first. I know exactly what you have been carrying in your heart for years, maybe since adolescence. When you first realize that promises are not always kept, there is an invisible list in your mind of every time you trusted someone and they disappointed you. The time your father promised to attend an important school event and cancelled at the last minute because of work. The time your partner swore they would change a behavior that hurt you and never did. The time your friend said they would be there when you needed them and disappeared exactly when you needed them most. The time your boss promised you a promotion if you worked hard, and when the moment came, gave it to someone else. And now, at 25, 35, 45 years old, you are still waiting. You keep placing your happiness, your peace of mind, your value as a person in the hands of others. You keep believing that someday someone will arrive and fill that empty space, keep those promises and give you the approval you need. And you keep living in a constant state of waiting, as if your real life will only begin on the day others finally do what you expect them to do. That waiting is slowly killing you from the inside. It is stealing years from your life. You wake up every morning checking your phone, waiting for a message that never comes. You work relentlessly, waiting for recognition from your boss that rarely arrives. You give your best in relationships, waiting for others to give back the same, and it almost never comes in equal measure. And every time what you expected does not arrive, every time someone disappoints you again, you feel that familiar sharp pain mixed with a question that breaks you inside. Why am I not enough for them to keep their promises to me? If right now you feel a tight knot in your throat, if you recognize this pattern of constant waiting and repeated disappointment in your own story, if part of you wants to deny it, but another part knows it is painfully true, take a deep breath. What I'm about to share can permanently transform your relationship with expectations, with people, and most importantly, with your own personal power. Let me introduce you to Marcus Aurelius, not as the emperor who held the power of the world in his hands, but as a man who learned a hard truth very early in life. You cannot control other people. You cannot control their actions, you cannot control their decisions, and you cannot control whether they keep their promises or not. The only things truly under your control are your own actions, your own responses, and your own hands doing the work that needs to be done. In his meditations, he wrote something that changed my life when I finally understood it deeply. Keep reminding yourself of how many things you have already seen change. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. He was not talking about cheap positive thinking. He was pointing to something much deeper. Your life is not what others do or fail to do for you. Your life is what you build with your own hands, while truly accepting that you cannot control the hands of others. And here is a truth that may sound harsh at first, but has the power to free you if you allow it in fully. People will disappoint you, not because they are bad, not because they do not love you, but because they are imperfect human beings with their own limits, their own inner battles and abilities that change from day to day. Your father did not miss your event because he did not love you. He missed it because he was dealing with his own pressures, fears, and limitations. Your partner did not fail to change because you were unimportant. They failed because change is incredibly difficult and takes time and effort they may not have had available at that moment. When you expect others to be different, when you place your peace in their hands, when you need their approval to feel valuable, when your happiness depends on their actions, you are giving away all of your personal power. And the worst part is that they do not even know it. They never asked for that responsibility, and they do not have the capacity to carry the weight you placed on them without their consent. True freedom, the kind very few people ever reach, begins the day you understand deeply, not just with your mind, but with your whole being, that no one owes you anything. Your father does not owe you pride. Your partner does not owe you unconditional love. Your friends do not owe you constant availability. Your boss does not owe you recognition, and the world does not owe you fairness. When you accept this, when you truly accept it without bitterness, something powerful happens. You stop living in a permanent state of waiting, and you begin living in a state of active creation. But there is another teacher who understood this with absolute clarity because he lived it firsthand. Epictetus, not as a famous philosopher, but as a slave for decades. A man who had no control over his external life, not even over his own body, and yet found an inner freedom that most free people never experience. He taught something that perfectly complements Marcus Aurelius. It is not things themselves that disturb you, but the way you think about them. Look closely at the wisdom here. When your friend does not show up when you need them, what destroys you is not their absence, but what you believe their absence means. That you are not valuable enough, that you are not important, that you are alone in the world. But that thought is yours, you created it, and because you created it, you can change it. You can reinterpret it like this. My friend has their own battles and limitations, and I have the ability to handle this moment with my own hands. And if this made sense to you, you still haven't freed anything yet. Let's continue, because now you need to understand something that will transform how you see every future disappointment. People are not disappointing you. They are acting within their own abilities and limitations at that specific moment in their lives. And you are not a victim of their limitations. You are responsible for the expectations you created without considering those limits. Now imagine this with complete honesty. Your best friend canceled plans with you for the third time this month. That same friend who promised that this time they would really be there. Did they truly lie to you on purpose? Or did they simply misjudge their ability to keep that promise while dealing with their own anxiety, their stressful job, their demanding family or mental struggles they may have never told you about? And what about your partner, the one who cannot give you the level of deep emotional connection you need? Did they really choose to hurt you on purpose, or do they simply lack the tools their own life story never gave them? And what about your boss, who does not recognize you enough? Is he truly a villain who hates you, or is he dealing with pressure from his own superiors, impossible company goals, and his own fear of losing his job? When you begin to see people as limited human beings, doing the best they can with what they have, instead of as characters in your story, who must fulfill the role you assigned them, something changes radically. You stop feeling betrayed every time they act within their natural limitations, and you begin to feel compassion, while at the same time taking full responsibility for your own life with your own hands. Epictetus said it in a way that sounds harsh, but is deeply freeing. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish in external matters, which means this: if you want true inner freedom, you must be willing to let go of the need to impress others, to receive their approval, and to have them meet your expectations. You must be willing to let them think whatever they want about you, while you do what needs to be done with your own hands. And here is the beautiful paradox that very few people understand. When you stop expecting things from people, when you stop needing their approval or their follow-through, when you fully trust your ability to build your life with your own hands, relationships improve dramatically, not because others magically change, but because you stop being constantly disappointed, you stop being bitter, and you stop carrying resentment. Imagine how your life would change if tomorrow you woke up with this certainty engraved into your being. I do not need my father to be proud of me to feel valuable. I can build my own sense of worth through concrete achievements. I do not need my partner to fill all my emotional voids. I can do the inner work of healing my own wounds. I do not need my boss to recognize my work, to know I am good at what I do. My real results are the evidence. This is not about believing you are better than anyone else. It is about learning to be at peace with yourself without needing others to confirm your value all the time. It is the difference between a child who needs constant approval from their parents to function and an adult who can evaluate their own work and improve it without needing a pat on the back every 5 minutes. Marcus Aurelius constantly faced people who betrayed him, generals who lied to him, senators who conspired against him, and family members who disappointed him, yet he wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." He did not become bitter or emotionally cold in a destructive way. He simply stopped placing his peace in the hands of imperfect people and placed it in his own hands by doing his daily work with integrity, regardless of what others did. And this is key. Expect nothing from anyone does not mean becoming cold, isolated, or unloving. It means the exact opposite. When you need nothing from anyone, you can love more freely, give more generously, and relate more authentically because you are no longer constantly calculating whether they are meeting your expectations, whether they are giving back in equal measure, or whether they are fulfilling the role you assigned them. But living this way has a cost that almost no one is willing to pay. And now, let me show you how this principle of trusting your own hands transforms real lives at critical moments, remembering as you listen that this is not passive resignation, but radical active empowerment. Imagine you are 26 years old and you have just been rejected for a job you knew you deserved. A position you were perfectly qualified for and spent months preparing for. They told you that you were the top candidate, then informed you they hired someone with less experience but better chemistry with the team, which you know probably means they knew someone internally or simply made a better impression on the wrong person. You can take two radically different paths. You can sink into bitterness for months, remain frozen, while waiting for them to recognize their mistake and call you back and feel that the world is unfair and your life is on pause until someone else gives you an opportunity. Or you can understand with complete clarity that this rejection does not define your value. That company does not owe you that job, and your hands can create far better opportunities than waiting for their call. So you use the same energy you would have wasted on resentment to improve your work, apply to 10 more companies. Start that side project you have always postponed and create something tangible that proves your value without needing the approval of that specific company. 6 months later, when you finally land something better, you look back and feel grateful they did not hire you because it forced you to trust your own hands instead of continuing to wait for others to give you opportunities. Or imagine you are 34 years old and in a relationship where you consistently give 80% and receive 20%. Your partner loves you in their imperfect way, but cannot give you the level of emotional presence, deep connection, and reciprocal effort you need. You have had the painful conversation 5 times already. Each time they promised to change. Each time things improved for 2 weeks, and then returned to the exact same pattern. You can stay another 5 years, waiting for them to become the partner you need. Repeat the same useless conversation again and again, and sacrifice your peace of mind because I love them and I don't want to give up. Or you can accept with painful but liberating clarity that this person cannot give you what you need, not because they do not love you, but because they do not have that capacity available, and that your own hands can build a better life either by working on yourself to need less or by ending the relationship to find one that truly aligns with your real needs. And when you finally act with your own hands, instead of waiting for others to change, you discover something surprising. Either the relationship improves dramatically because they respond to your new energy of being at peace with yourself, or it ends. And months later you realize that you freed yourself from a situation that had been slowly draining you. Both outcomes are victories. Or think about someone who is 51 years old and has spent 30 years of their professional life waiting for their superiors to notice their exceptional work, waiting for recognition to validate decades of effort, waiting to finally receive credit for projects they carried to success. And that recognition never arrived in the way they expected. It always went to someone else. It was always insufficient, always wrapped in some corporate excuse. At this point, this person has two options. They can retire bitter, believing the world is unfair and that 30 years were wasted, or they can die resentful, feeling they never received what they deserved, or they can have a powerful realization. Their excellent work was the reward. The skills they developed belonged to them forever, and the satisfaction of knowing they did things well has always been in their own hands, not in the hands of the boss who never properly recognized them. With this clarity, they can spend their remaining professional years doing exceptional work by their own internal standard without needing external approval. They can guide and teach younger professionals the lesson that took them 30 years to learn. And they can finally be at peace because their sense of achievement no longer depends on others meeting expectations they were never obligated to fulfill. And the fundamental question here is this: are you willing to live this way, to truly take in this reflection, or only to agree with the idea? Now, as promised, here is how you can build this ability to be at peace with yourself in a practical and progressive way. Starting exactly where you are today, without pretending to have a strength you do not yet feel. I'm not going to ask you to stop needing approval completely tomorrow if you still need it, because real strength is built step by step. The first step is an honest list of what you expect from others. During this week, every time you feel disappointment, frustration, or pain because of something someone did or did not do, write down exactly what you were expecting from that person, such as, I expected my partner to remember this important date. I expected my friend to reply to my message within 2 hours, or I expected my boss to mention my contribution in the meeting. Simply observe without judging, because this list will reveal how many invisible expectations you are carrying and placing on others without them even knowing it. The second step is the fundamental question of real control. Ask yourself for each expectation, is this under my control or under someone else's? And if it is under someone else's control, identify what you can do with your own hands so you no longer need them to fulfill that expectation. If you want important dates remembered, you can create your own traditions. If you want professional recognition, you can document your achievements and eventually seek environments where your value is recognized. The third step is a 30-day experiment in trusting yourself. Choose one area of your life where you are waiting for something from someone, and for 30 days, act as if that person does not exist for that specific purpose. If you are waiting for your partner to plan activities, you plan what you want to do and do it alone or with others. If you are waiting for a friend to initiate conversations, you initiate or make new friendships. If you are waiting for professional opportunities, you create your own. And at the end of the month, you evaluate how you feel. Most people discover they feel more powerful, less resentful, and more in control. The fourth step is to see everything others do for you as a gift, not an obligation. When your partner does remember something important, it is no longer they finally did what they were supposed to do, but what a beautiful gift they chose to give. And this shift from scarcity to abundance radically transforms how you experience relationships, because you stop constantly checking whether people are meeting expectations and become genuinely grateful for what they freely choose to give. The fifth step is to create achievements with your own hands. Each week, do something concrete that makes you feel proud without needing external approval. Whether it is finishing a personal project, learning a new skill, helping someone without expecting recognition, creating something artistic, or solving a complex problem, the key is that the achievement itself becomes the reward, not other people's approval. And over time, your sense of worth moves from what others think of me to what I can create with my own hands. The sixth step is to ask directly without hidden expectations. When you need something from someone, ask for it openly instead of secretly expecting it and then resenting them when it doesn't happen. "I would like us to spend more time together. Can we plan something for Saturday?" is infinitely better than hoping they magically guess your need and then feeling rejected when they do not. And if they say no, you still have two options in your hands. Accept it and meet that need elsewhere, or honestly evaluate whether this relationship truly works for you. Marcus Aurelius summarized all of this perfectly when he wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within you in your way of thinking." And Epictetus added from his experience as a slave who achieved absolute inner freedom, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Your freedom does not depend on others keeping their promises. It depends on you trusting your own hands to build the life you want. And if this message stirred something deep inside you, if you began to see your past disappointments in a completely new light, if something within you felt a strange relief at giving yourself permission to stop waiting and start building, subscribe to Stoic Life 360 for more reflections that transform the way you live. At the root, not just inspire you superficially like this video. So more people who are trapped waiting for others to change can find this message and begin their own process of genuine empowerment. And tell me honestly in the comments which of these 6 steps you will take first. You do not have to do them all. You do not have to do them quickly. There is no external pressure. Just start with the one that feels possible for you today. Write it here. Commit publicly, and always remember this. Expect nothing from anyone. Trust your own hands, not out of bitterness, but out of absolute freedom. Imperfect, limited, but completely yours. And now you decide what to build with that liberating truth. I will see you very soon.